welcome back to Salt and Sunshine, where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I am, well, today's a better day, but I don't know if you've heard, South Florida is underwater. It's been raining nonstop all week. Today looks better, but my gosh, if you see on the news, like the clips, Fort Lauderdale's underwater. And that's why I'll never move to Fort Lauderdale, because I feel like they get the worst of the rain every time it storms. Like there's something about like the bands, even a hurricane, like I don't know why. And they're super flood zone all over the place, and cars are like stalled in the middle of the streets. Terrible.
That's terrible. Is Brickell underwater? Because that place floods too.
You know it.
Yeah.
Like it's all the, parking garages. It's just terrible. Like it's literally been raining nonstop, and like Lulu didn't go potty number 2 for like a day and a half. And thank God, one morning, like it's so stressful when you have a dog and no backyard, but yeah, it's great.
Well, it's hot over here. No rain.
Well, it's hot and rainy here.
Mm-hmm.
But today's a better day, thank God. I can handle like a little drizzle, a little rain on and off. But when it's that constant rain and there's puddles everywhere, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's a mood killer.
So what else? What happened this weekend? Anything special? I watched some stuff. Did you watch anything?
I finished The Crowded Room, that
Oh,
disturbing show.
yuck.
Um, yeah.
So you were depressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's depressing, but it's not like,
It's awful.
you're like, don't watch it. It's like, it's
It's
not
bad for
fun.
your mental health, I think, to watch stuff like that.
You're just weak.
I saw the cutest movie. It's like super dark humor. It's called Beautiful Disaster and slash Beautiful Wedding. I don't know the name of the movie because sometimes it says Beautiful Wedding and then sometimes it says Beautiful Disaster. But it's really cute on Hulu. Hulu has all these like random movies. Like it's kind of like Netflix that they have all these random movies that you never heard of and you just check
Yeah.
it out. But it's really cute. It has the you probably know who he is. What's his name? Dylan Sprouse. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's still acting.
Yeah, he's in it with this girl Virginia Gardner, and then Kyle Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is in it, and also like the guy from Tony Montana movie, the other guy, he's in it. It's cute and it's dark humor, so I like it because it's like kind of weird, but funny.
Mm.
Like they're doing weird stuff, but it's funny.
It's a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
So if you like that kind of thing, I recommend that. And Am I Okay on Max, HBO Max, it's Dakota Fanning. You know who she is, right? She's the one from what's that what's that movie she was in? The S&M movie. 50 Shades of Grey. So she's in it, and it was cutesy, but it's not something I'd be like, you gotta go watch this. If you have nothing else to watch and you put it on in the background, it's one of those movies that are just like about life and like, am I okay? Like she's finding out she's really like lesbian. She's like her friendship with her best friend goes on the rock. It's just a cute movie. It's not the best, but it's fine. So I saw that.
Okay.
And this morning, I was catching up on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Is it just me? Well, I think maybe other people do it, but particularly, I watch all my TV early in the morning. And usually after work, I just like do errands, finish more work, do whatever, go to do my workout, walk the dog, and then I read. So I don't really do a lot of TV watching at night. I do it all early morning. Is that weird?
Thing. I
Huh?
don't know anyone who wakes up and watches TV.
So because I wake up so early, like between 6 and 6:30, I feed the dog, walk the dog, do all this stuff, my vitamins and everything. I get back, and with my coffee, I watch TV and like do whatever on the computer. That's my
I
morning
know.
routine. So that's when I get all my TV watching done.
I'm like thinking about it. I don't know a single person because I've had like roommates in the past. I have two now. I have like I don't know a single person who does that.
I know. So I think I think it's a rare thing.
Yeah. So
I'm the only one that does that?
first.
What do people do when they wake up early in the morning? Or maybe they work out.
Well, they do the opposite. They wake up, work out, read, catch up on email. I don't know.
Well, I catch up on email. I'm a multitasker. I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but
TikTok, social media. They read, go on walks, work out.
I can never work out early morning. That's not my thing. Mornings for me are relaxing and coffee. I can't.
The only time I can do a morning workout is when I'm like scheduled with a friend. If not, I'm not going to do it on my own, and I can't do like an at-home workout.
No. Coffee for me in the morning is holy. It's my holy grail. It's my thing. I'm not a person without it. It's not that I need the coffee to be awake. I just like it. It's like I look forward to it. It's like I love it.
When I'm going to sleep, I sometimes think about like, ooh, I can't wait to wake up and drink my coffee.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? The coffee tastes so good in the morning, but it's not the same if you drink it in the afternoon or at night. Like, it doesn't taste the same. Isn't that funny? It doesn't taste the same. It's not the same coffee, even though it's the same coffee.
Yeah.
I know. I do drink tea in the afternoon or at night. I'll drink tea. I regret it if I drink it too late, though, because I could fall right asleep, but then I'll have to go to the bathroom a million times.
Yeah.
But I love my tea in the afternoon. But yeah, I was watching the Kardashians this morning, and it's in this episode, I didn't finish it, but Khloe, you know, her friend Malika wants to have another baby, but she's not with someone, and she already has a baby. So they go to a sperm bank. And my brain was like reeling, like, they're talking about, like, they're showing them a pamphlet of, like, all the fathers and what they look like and all that, and there's, like, subscriptions, like, you could do one that, like, only you have access to that guy's sperm, so no one else. But I'm not thinking, everyone that goes to these sperm banks, people are out here dating their brothers and sisters all over the place, and they don't know it.
Yeah, how does that work?
I mean, obviously, this is not a new thing, but it just dawned on me when I was watching, and I'm like, wow, all these people that go get these sperms from the sperm bank, people are dating their brothers and sisters all over the place and married to them.
About that once. That someone was like, they're like half brother or something.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And then you think, what if you have like a major, major stalker and they go to the sperm bank in your town and they look for you and they want to have your kid? They can do that.
A specific person?
Yeah, you look and you see photos and everything.
You look through a pamphlet and you get like their information.
No, you look through a computer. They're in a database. They have a computer. You could look up like features, like what they look like and everything. So you could probably find someone if you were really trying.
Okay, Mom, that's a weird thing that you thought of. That's just like,
I'm sure that doesn't happen.
Be able to look you up at the sperm bank with your description.
If you happen to be a sperm donor, because not everyone's a sperm donor, and if you happen to have a crazy stalker, like that girl from Reindeer would have done it.
How would she know he's a donor?
Well, she'd have to ask or figure it out. I don't know. It probably doesn't happen often, but it's just scary to think of.
Never.
But I'm sure it's happened. There's no way it hasn't happened.
I don't think so.
So that's my takeaway from the Kardashians.
You know what I actually did watch? I wish I remembered the name, but it's a documentary about the microplastics.
Okay.
And about that company.
That's why I don't drink bottled water.
Huh?
That's why I stay away from bottled water.
Well, it was like mainly that company who produced like the non-stick pans.
Mm-hmm.
And it went through like this whole thing of like kids with deformities and people dying who worked at the factory and all that stuff. And this one town who like use their water, or they dump their stuff in that town. So everyone in that town like either has cancer or has like some sort of deformity. And you get to the end of the documentary and you walk away depressed because there's no solution. It's still happening to this day. And
That's
we're
why
still paying
I
for
don't
that.
drink bottled water. I use the Brita for the water, and I even give it to my dog. And I mean, obviously, sometimes I'll drink bottled water, but it's very far and few between. Like if I'm at the airport or something and I need water, but I carry my like, stainless steel tumbler thing all day with my water. That's what I drink most of my water out of, and then the burrito thing. So I stay away from that. And then like the Tupperwares that are plastic, I try to stay away from that. And you never microwave in that either when you store food because all that goes into your food. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and then the non-stick pans you're not supposed to use.
Well,
And then they
you could use the ceramic ones. I think the
Yeah.
ceramic ones are safer than like the Teflon ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then they talked about talc, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to use some makeup products that had talc in it. They're forever chemicals.
Yeah, but they also like I think it depends like the quantity, how much is in there. Like you have to have like a certain amount for it to have any negative effect. So I think those are like whatever. But also like all the perfume. I stopped wearing perfume, and I stopped using candles, and you'll never catch me with a plug-in for the wall. Like I'm actually very sensitive to the scents now. When they clean in the hallway and I open the door and I smell it, I hold my breath till I get outside. I don't like it, and that I think is like more damaging because we're inhaling it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when they put fragrance in the ingredients, fragrance can be like 5 billion type of things, and they don't have to tell you what it is. And yeah, it's crazy. I heard the founder of Branch Basics on the Skinny Confidential, and that's a line of cleaning products. And it's supposed to be like, she went through her whole story of her son, but her son, she had a lot of health issues, and she wasn't supposed to be able to get pregnant. Then she got pregnant, and her son had a lot of health issues. So with that said, I do think they're prone to a lot more things than the regular person that's more or less healthy. But, because of all that situation, she developed this brand of Branch Basics. But it's not a disinfectant, though. So you're cleaning your house with a product that's not a disinfectant. So I think that, too, is a problem.
Well, what is it then? Just to like wipe up.
It's
like,
cleaning, but it's not disinfecting. So I don't know. I don't think that's great either.
How does that make sense?
I don't know.
But what's worse, like the forever chemicals or having some bacteria and dirt, like natural bacteria and dirt?
Well, with all the stuff going around, like all the virus, I need disinfectant. But I don't overclean. I open windows. I make sure the floor is like dry before I let my dog walk on it, so she's not walking on it then licking her paws. Like I'm conscious of it, and I'm sure I can use like a healthier like solution, but I don't know. It's wild.
It is wild.
It is
The
wild.
fact that you walk away from the documentary so depressed because you're like, I thought this was gonna have like a solution at the end, but it's still not this day.
No, it's crazy to be healthy. Like all the air we breathe, everything we touch, it's just wild.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like obviously money runs the world, and so the reason there's no solution, like they've been sued. They went through like a legal battle for like 10 years, and still nothing happened, and they somehow got around it because they control like everyone and everything. It's crazy.
My personal belief from everything I've seen, and this is just my gut instinct that's not based on anything, but I think the worst things that we're doing to ourselves, especially as women, are our shampoos, our lotions, our body washes, our makeup, and the nail stuff. I only wear clear nail polish most of the time because I think nail polish is so bad for you too. Like, or I wear like a really.
Yeah, they make healthy ones now, but
I know, but are they healthy? I don't know.
yeah.
But all that, the acetone to remove it, like all that is like, I think that's what's so bad for you. And like your teeth, like you got to really keep on your teeth. Your teeth are exposed bone. Isn't that wild to think of? These are our bones. It's like the bones from your skull, like it's just a bone. It's so crazy to think of.
Yeah.
I heard a doctor say that. I'm like, oh my God.
But yeah, I think that's why women, because women are always like, well, men don't have to wear skincare because, and they always look great. They always look better than us, like their skin and everything. So, but we're putting so much stuff on our face, like the makeup and all that stuff that has talc and whatever else is drying out our skin. That's why we
Yeah.
have to use so much skincare. Just all over
I've cut down on all that. I've simplified my routine. Like I only use probably like 2 products, 2 or 3, and that's it. But
yeah, crazy.
yeah, I know. So the JLO and Ben saga. So they're saying that they're quietly trying to sell their marital home that they bought like only like a year ago. The $60 million home. They're trying to sell it. So now they're saying divorce is imminent.
Okay. You don't think that's weird? I think that they are saying, like, the whole divorce rumor came out to distract people from, like, JLo's ticket sales. But it's also a divorce. And because they came out saying they're not getting divorced, right?
They didn't say anything. These are all rumors. They haven't said a thing. So all I ever heard her say is that she was canceling the tour because she wanted to spend more time with her family. But I don't think they've ever addressed their relationship.
Right. They've just, I guess, like, come out walking together with, like, their rings still on. So then people were like, oh, they're trying to stay together.
If they're selling that home, though, that's odd.
Well, they're selling the home because they're getting divorced.
But they have 1,000,000 homes. It's not like they have nowhere to go. Like, it's not like the one home they're in. It's just one home they bought recently together.
Yeah. But how weird that they're selling it when these rumors are coming out.
And they're selling it at a loss. Because that house was owned by, I forgot who, but they were trying to, it's like huge, ginormous, 17 bedroom. It's like obsessed. But it has even like a indoor sports bar. Like it's huge. And it was on the market for like $140 million and no one was going to buy that. So they bought it for like 60 and they're selling it for like a little under that. So,
Wow.
And you know that California, it has that brand new mansion tax. So when you buy a home that's worth X amount of money, you have to pay extra on the mansion tax. It's like insane. Everyone's leaving California and it's like, I hate it because everyone's coming here or where you are. And it's like, oh my God, this is absurd. You're just
now they're
giving
jacking
away.
up the prices here.
It's pissing me off to no end. And if I see one more video of 5 things I like about Miami or why you shouldn't move to Miami, I'm like, oh my God, leave.
No, and then they're used to paying crazy prices. So then when they come here, they see $1 million home that's like 2 bedrooms, barely a yard, and they're like, looks good to me. That's so cheap. And
No,
we
and
love
like
it.
on socials and they start complaining. I'm like, get out of here. Miami's not Brickell. Like they say all these things. It's like they don't even know what Miami is. Miami's huge. Miami has other places. It's not just Brickell
Yeah.
and the beach. Like there's people that live in like suburbs, regular places. Like it's so crazy. Oh, these are the people in Miami. It's like you only know the tourists downtown. You don't
Right.
really know other people that grew up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God.
Yep.
But so that's on JLo. We'll see what
But
happens.
also, they're selling it at a loss, so that means they're getting divorced because they want to sell it quickly. Just saying.
Right. It's looking that way, but we'll see. And there's a photo. They were at some sort of family gathering. Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck's ex-wife, Ben Affleck, JLo, and whoever else. And in the back, I posted it on the social. The girl looks like Nicole Richie, but an older lady. And you know, Nicole Richie is adopted by Lionel Richie. So I'm like, is that her real mom? It looks just like her. If you go to the TikTok, I posted it.
Nicole Richie's adopted?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She got lucky. Huh. Like, that's luck. I wish. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, I would love to, like, find out I was adopted. Or, like, amazing. Not adopted. I would love to find out my real parents are out there and they're, like, these gorgeous billionaires. I'm like, hey, you know?
Wait, I did not know that. That's so lucky. Like, thank you, mother, for giving me up.
Seriously, she couldn't have a better life.
Yeah.
All right, so Bethenny Frankel, Skinny Confidential, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. On TikTok, she got her little blue check removed, the verified check. And she's making a whole, because every time she goes on to something, like she makes it a whole thing. Like she posts it like a million times. So she's like, blue check mark, blue check, all this stuff. And everyone's like, get off your high horse. This is like, what do you call it? A glitch. And you're not the only one, but I don't know if that's true. But they took away her blue check mark. She's like, was it Chanel? So
funny. I wonder if it has to be a glitch.
Well, blue check mark just means it's verified that it's you. It's not like a status thing.
Yeah, but you only get it because there would be other accounts because you're famous and known.
No, I think you could pay for it. You could get verified.
Instagram. That's only on Instagram. You have to have like articles written about you or something for.
Well, but she is in the public eye, so.
That's what I'm saying. It has to glitch. No way she would take it away from her and then
right.
Like, those random TikTokers.
Well, because the way she's talking about it, it's like, oh, they took it away from me, but they shouldn't take it away from you because it's only to verify you are who you say you are as a celebrity. It has nothing to do with like if they like you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It has to be a glitch, but she's just taking it and running with it. And
so funny. So, oh, House of the Dragon. Did you ever watch that show on HBO?
No, this is like the third person who's brought it up to me this week.
The second season's coming June 16th. It's kind of exciting.
Okay, that's why.
I thought you watched it.
Nope.
I watched it. It's really good.
I've been told.
You should go watch it instead of the other stuff you're watching.
Yeah, I tried to watch Game of Thrones and it only got to the 5th season because there's like 7, I guess, or 8, 9, I don't know. There's a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes. But this one I can actually catch up on.
Yes, you can. And there was this whole thing. Kylie Cosmetics is launching in Target. And Target posted like this pink basket saying, oh, we have big news, we have big news, we have big news. And then lo and behold, the big news was Kylie Cosmetics is coming to the Ulta shops in Target. And everyone's like so pissed. They're like, why would you make such a big woo? What does a pink basket have to do with Kylie Cosmetics? And I'm like, okay. I don't know.
Weird marketing.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That it was off.
Everything that Kylie has done recently is like off.
Yeah.
Because doesn't she have these other brands that I've seen nothing about?
She has the clothing company, Kai.
Mm-hmm.
And the clothing collab.
No, she also has the drink. The Spritz or something like that.
Oh, not Spritz. Spirit.
Spirits, the vodka. Or
yeah.
Like, I don't know, some sort of alcohol.
Which we have to order those brands and do an online tasting. Remember?
Yeah, all the famous people's brands.
No, just the Spritz and the Loverboy.
Oh, right.
There's too many of the other ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could do the other ones after, but I want to do those specifically. Because of their feud. But yeah, Kylie Cosmetics is coming to Ulta at Target. Are you excited?
So she was already at Ulta, right? But now it's just Ulta at Target? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Woo!
Woohoo! Yeah. All right.
Anyone buys it anymore. It was very like 20.
I'm sure people still buy it. Listen, it's so funny because, I mean, we all do it. But like, if you're not into something, it's like it almost feels like no one is. But like, there's so many people in this world. There's a buyer for everything. I feel.
That's true.
I'm like, who buys this crap? And there's people that buy it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she has some loyal followers.
I think she's like the young girls. I don't think older people buy it.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I don't think anyone.
Although I'm sure it's a perfectly. I mean, I think I've tried her lipstick back in the day, and it stayed on all day. It was fine. I don't buy it because it's too expensive for me because I'm so cheap. But I don't think the product is bad.
No, I don't think so. But I think it just kind of died off a little.
Yeah,
but maybe not.
Right. Okay. The main story of the week: Miranda Derrick. Did you watch the 7M cult, Miranda Derrick, the TikTok dancer?
I did not.
You didn't do your homework.
Whipping up on my feed everywhere now that I looked her up.
So I watched it. I think it was 3 or 4 episodes. They could have done it in 2. It was a lot of nothing. I'm like, oh my God. they do that with documentaries. They try to make it so much more than it is. It's like, come on, it's not that serious. Like you're reaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so she grew up dancing with her sister, and they had their own YouTube channel, and they were getting recognition, all that stuff. And I don't know where it happened, but at some point she moved from wherever she is to LA. She met her husband, and then somehow they got into this church with that guy, Mr. Shin, and he owned the church, and he owned a media production company or whatever company. And he started bringing in dancers and getting them deals. So that's the quote unquote cult that everyone's saying he cultivated with these dancers. He saw the money. But the problem is, after she joined, she got married, that was her boyfriend. Now it's her husband. She joined that, and then he kind of brought them away from their family and told them, like, you got to cut your family off for the greater good of whatever. And then he was making them a lot of money, but he was also taking a lot of their money because he would like rent them places that he owned. So he would take that. He would take he'd make them give to the church, which is his church, like 10-20%. Plus he'd take his commission. So like they ended up with like not a lot of the money they were making. And they didn't realize it till later, obviously, but she kind of cut her family off, and her So I'm like, I don't know how to see it. I feel two ways. Her family, which is her parents and her sister, they don't hear from her. Like, she like doesn't call them back, whatever. They go on social media and go live and tell the world what's happening with her, which I think is weird. Do you? It's kind of like a violation.
They think it's like a last resort.
Yeah, obviously that's what they think.
Yeah.
But it's so weird.
Ways, I guess.
I just don't know if I trust why they did that. So they go live. They do all this stuff. Then they do this documentary.
So and then they're also like trying to get famous or make money or
I don't know what to think. I just think it's odd that they would out their daughter like that. And first it's going to just alienate her more. But after the documentary came out, she started coming around. Like, she went to her sister's wedding. She came home to visit for different holidays. And then everyone's saying she's only doing that because of the heat of the documentary. The cult leader is making her go see her family so everyone can shut up.
I mean, yeah, I believe it, honestly. There's no way she saw that and then thought that she wanted to make up with her family now. She's probably
well, she said she put out a statement. She said her family's off base. They're just pissed that she became religious because they're like.
Okay, this is what I was gonna ask. Is it a church, like, just because it's a group of people, or is this like a religious thing?
It's an actual church.
It's like religious?
Yes.
It's very weird.
He has a church, and then he has like his other businesses.
Gotcha.
But he mixes them.
Right.
Like,
it's very
takes
weird.
from this, yeah. And then somebody in the documentary said, like, they went to dinner at the guy's house or someone's house, and it was weird because the guy was at the head of the table. It was like a cult vibe. Like, you couldn't do certain things, you couldn't say certain things. I don't know. So that kind of thing. But now she put out a statement saying her parents are not religious and they're pissed. And it's nothing of what they're saying. But then the other day, she posted on IG saying that, before this documentary came out, my husband and I felt safe. We could go outside, go get coffee, live our lives. We're getting death threats. We're being followed. We're having notes left everywhere. Like, this has really hurt us. And, because of this documentary.
People are actually insane. Why are they getting death threats?
Exactly.
For what reason?
I know. People are nuts.
People are actually crazy. Like, this is her personal business, and she's getting death threats.
If social media has taught the world anything, is how awful of people that are in this world. Because I've never seen, you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see the comments and see the things that people are capable of, like how crazy weird you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Why do you care so much? And
right?
It gives the people who suck a voice. That's the issue.
It's a lot of people, though.
I know, you wouldn't think it's so many.
Why are there so many people that would literally fight with other people online? So bizarre.
So unhinged. Sometimes I'm like reading comments and I'm like, I need to take a break from this because y'all are crazy. Like, so negative. So terrible.
It's wild. But then you have the good side, which the good side to me is mostly animal involved. Like there's a cat or a dog involved for the good side, because
Right,
that's
you
what they
can't
bring
get
out
too
in
mad
people.
about that.
But everyone else is batshit.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you fighting over this idiot? Like, you don't even know them, you weirdo.
Yeah, why would you give it, like, what's... I don't understand. And she's on...
You should see, remember last week I talked about Lady and that guy? He got all these followers because he rescued a cat in the middle of the desert. Okay, people are so invested. I think it's so funny. If you read the comments, the women are like, how many marriage proposals have you received from them? Like, everyone's obsessed with him. Why? Because he's a guy, and women are so, like... If it was reversed, if it was a girl, she wouldn't get all this attention from men.
Right.
Because he's a guy, the women are just like, oh my God, you're just an angel walking on earth. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, mix a guy with a cute little animal, women go crazy.
No, and he's probably banking. He posts every single day without fail. That cat is his income.
She has no idea.
She's so cute. Lady, and he talks to her like she's a person. And she's like, so cute. It's a great account. Lady and that guy. So funny.
That's the thing. Like, you know what? Let him make money. He's bringing positivity to the world.
Of course, and you're saving a beautiful animal. You deserve it.
With, like, Miss Peaches, like, let him make money off of Miss Peaches. He donates most of it anyways. Also,
Yes.
I was just saying, and it brings awareness.
Okay, so yeah, Miss Peaches is gorgeous. Did you see?
So back to the documentary.
Yeah.
Did they say anything about, like, Hype House or anything like that?
No.
Oh, because I was wondering, like, if that's part of the church.
Oh.
Because I've heard things about one person kind of, like, taking the money from everyone. You know what Hype House is, right?
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
first, like, TikTok group, right?
Yeah. And they're like, we really didn't make that much money because, like, this one guy, like, took most of the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was another manager type of...
Yeah, it happens a lot, I guess.
Wasn't Charlie D'Amelio part of that?
Yes.
And so was, what's the other girl? Kourtney Kardashian's friend? Addison?
Oh, Addison, yes.
So, they're definitely
Which
not...
has gotten a little interesting. Have you seen her posts?
No.
She's very out there. Like, she's getting Holly weird.
Is she?
Just like, yeah. You gotta see it to know what I'm talking about. It's just, like, very, like... She looks like she's part of Hollywood now.
Can we talk about Holly Weird and the phrases that people come up with? They're just trying to come up with a new phrase for something that already exists. Like, we've talked about this before. It's so annoying. The rodent.
Oh.
Oh my God, how dumb.
What is it?
What
Like
is it
hot
called?
rodent boyfriend or something?
Hot rodent boyfriend. It's like, that's called grunge alternative. Like, hello? It's not anything new.
Yeah.
No, but they have a list of things. It's like hollow eyes, pale skin. It's like, are you kidding me? This is not a new thing.
It's not. It's just for, like, not conventionally attractive men.
It's Travis
Like,
Barker.
you know what they're saying. They have more of, like, a ratty face. Like, you know how they say, like, you're either a frog or a rat? Like, these men have, like, a rat face.
Well, they didn't say rat face. They just said rodent, and, like, one of the qualifications is not rat face. It's, like, sunken eyes, pale skin, skinny.
Right. I was just thinking of, like, the examples they gave, and they all had a rat face, but, yeah. It just, like, works. But
So silly.
we kind of went through this phase already. I guess it's coming back. It was last year with, like, all these, like, skinny white boys.
Yeah, like a
It's really, like,
grunge.
a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like grunge.
Yeah, which we already went through this phase. When...
Or like emo.
Mm-hmm.
So silly.
Yeah.
Did you see the shark attacks this weekend?
Yeah, there were 3 at one beach.
Yeah, they were like a few miles away from each other.
Yeah.
And 2 amputations from those attacks. That is
easy.
crazy. I'm not going in the ocean until further notice.
Yeah, I don't know if they're happening more now.
Yeah, they are.
I think so.
Not only more, but like closer to shore. Because none of these people were deep in the ocean. They were on the shore. Like in the shallow. And there's a girl on TikTok, obviously she's like rich or something, but she has like a plane, and she's like, oh my god, every time we fly our plane, everyone's like, can you talk less about all the planes you have and more about the sharks? Like, because she shows like one little picture that's quick, you can't even see the sharks, and she's only talking about how many planes she has, and they're like, less plane talk, can we see the sharks that you're talking about? Like, she's only talking about all her planes and where they're at, and like it's like really weird. But she's saying that she's seen more sharks in the water.
Yeah, I've seen videos of like that. Like, people from a plane will be like, these people have no idea how many sharks are around them right now.
That and the fact that they're attacking people, which they usually supposed to not do.
Yeah, they usually don't.
Yeah. One girl lost her whole hand. The other one lost a limb. I don't know if it was a leg or an arm. It's like, and the other one, I think, bit someone's back, and they're paralyzed, I think. It's bad. They're also in the hospital. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, I saw this one story of this family who, she was like, the mom let out the story, and she was like, this is a family's first beach trip, and this happens to her 16-year-old daughter.
Right, I heard that. The girl-daughter, the first mom-daughter trip.
Yeah.
Just horrible. It's just horrifying. Like not going in the beach. And then I have so many friends that go on the boats, and I go too sometimes, but they go to like the sandbars and they hang out. They just hang out in the water. I'm like, I don't know if you should do that.
Yeah, I don't know. The ocean has always freaked me out a bit. Like, we used to go to the Keys and go swim, like kayak, and then get out of the boat and swim around the Grove. I'm like, I don't think I would ever do that now.
Well, I never thought about it before. All the danger.
Yeah, me either. And now I'm like terrified of the ocean.
Now I know too much. There's too much evidence. Oh my god, it's so scary.
There was a great white shark that just got washed up on shore. It was like 16 feet long. Or 13. It was 13 or 16.
Oh my god.
But huge.
But why is it washed up? Was it dead?
I don't know.
Well, when you said that, it just reminded me of like they're saying like all these whales are committing suicide.
How?
Like they're like going on shore on purpose so they could die. Like it's like, look it up. It's like they're saying that they're doing it on purpose.
That's so bizarre. Animals committing suicide?
Very odd.
Very weird.
Speaking of social media, there's an article that came out. Ed Sheeran hasn't had a phone since 2015.
What?
And he says he couldn't be happier.
Interesting.
Like, they'll give him a phone just to take video of, like, certain events he attends and stuff, but he's not using it for phone uses, for social media or anything.
He doesn't have social media, or he doesn't have a phone, like, even for friends and family? I wonder.
He got rid of his cell phone almost a decade ago. So he's not aimlessly scrolling through social media all day, being, like, dumbing his brain down. He hardly has access to one these days since he got rid of his mobile almost a decade ago. I haven't had a phone since 2015. I don't have a number, he said. That isn't me playing you off either. He said Sharon shared that only recently did his team give him a phone for instances where necessary, like the Celtics game. He sat courtside. I have something to like video stuff that would then go up on social media, but it's not like active working phone. So I guess he doesn't keep in touch. Like, maybe he has a landline. He just uses that. I mean, let me tell you, it's fun because no one can text you. No one, they can't bother you.
That's true. It is a little extreme.
He said his decision to do without a phone came about in 2015 after realizing how many contacts he still had saved from, before he got famous. I had the same number from like age 15, so I had like 1 million people contacting me all the time once I got famous.
Well, I mean,
the pressures. I know. The pressures of texting people back and forth and sometimes not responding in a timely fashion contributed to his phone-free policy. I feel like with phones, everyone expects you to reply, and if you don't reply, it's rude. Sometimes you're just like not in the headspace or you're busy, but then you reply, and then they reply back, and all of a sudden it's like 1 million back and forth. I agree with that.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
You're not always like, just because you have the text in front of you doesn't mean you're in the mental space to respond to it back and forth, or even just once. Like, it's almost like social interaction, and some people have a social battery, and it's just not. It's
But
kind
here's
of
the thing.
just.
We all know those people that keep texting back and forth. I'm not one of those people. Like, if I text
Right.
you a question and you answer, I'm like, all right, like, I don't keep on. There's people, certain people that they, like Nana, they keep on. Like, it's just like, stop. And that's why sometimes, too, if people text me and I know it's going to be a lot, I'll just pick up the phone and call you. I do that all the time. I'll just call you, get it over with, and, like, hang up because I feel like the texting, like, is, like, too much.
Yeah.
I like to call people.
Right, but that's also just like, you think like, just because you're calling and the person has a phone, that they're like in the headspace.
All right, well, answer if you can answer and don't if you don't. But I'd rather get it over with on a phone
Yeah.
call. I like talking rather than texting is my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Maybe I'll get rid of my phone.
No, you can't.
I don't answer people until like a day or two, or even days later sometimes.
That's rude though. If you can't, if you're not
That's
answer,
exactly what I'm saying.
I think it's rude because you're not that busy. Is my point.
It's not about being busy. It's about people thinking they always have access to you. Like, it's like, I don't want to talk right now.
I know, but why? Like, I don't know. I don't see it that way. I just feel like I just answer quick and if I'm like in the middle of something, I'll be like, I'll text you later. Like, at least I'll acknowledge and just be like, I can't talk right now.
See, I think it's pretty implied that, like, I'm busy right now. I'll talk to you later.
No,
when
it's
I can.
not. It's not.
It is, though. Like, that's why I'm not answering. If people don't answer, it's because they can't answer right now.
I think that's the wrong way to go about it, personally, but fine. I know it doesn't take you but a second to be like, I'll text you later. Or is it anything important? Can't talk right now. Like maybe they just need like an answer for something, you know?
I mean, that's different, but you would just, if it was that case, you would type your question and then I would answer.
I guess.
I love that and I completely understand.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Let's talk a little reality TV. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Lydia Milton. Remember that from Love is Blind? She's a Puerto Rican and the black guy. And I never thought they were a normal. You remember them.
I don't think I ever saw that season.
He was younger than her. She had curly hair, the Latina, and he was this tall, like techie, smart black guy. Milton. Well, they just celebrated their 2-year wedding anniversary. And it's so cute because I think they were the only people that ended up together that season.
Right, they actually made it.
You remember them?
No.
Oh, these people.
No.
Really? You don't remember them? How funny.
I did not watch that season. I don't think you get it.
Oh, you didn't watch that season?
No.
Why? How? I thought you watched the...
USA. I don't watch the USA one.
No, Love is Blind.
Oh.
Did I say Love Island?
Yeah, but honestly, I still didn't see them. I don't know who that is.
Anyways, congratulations to them. They're like going strong. I'd love to see a good love success story.
Nice.
But the Summer House reunion was last week.
Okay.
And the big drama of the night, the biggest disappointment ever. So, you know Sierra? No, you don't know the cast. She's this gorgeous black girl. She was a nurse, and now she's like modeling because she's really gorgeous and tall and skinny and beautiful. So she has a bad history with men as far as like getting with the F-boy, expecting more than you know you're not going to get from his behavior. So this season, she's like, I'm dating intentionally. Like, I'm not going to like just sleep with someone. I'm going to get like all that, right? Because she wants a real partner. So this new guy comes into the house. His name is West. And he's like this country guy with the curly hair, some white guy, whatever. So, and he acts like he's like a down-to-earth, like normal, nice. He's a nice guy. Everyone likes him, blah, blah, blah. But he really likes her, and they hang out a lot. They sleep in bed together, but they don't do anything else. And while he keeps saying, when are we going to have sex? It was kind of annoying. He's like, why haven't we had sex? It's like, that's weird. So you don't say that. So she keeps telling him how intentional she's being. She's like, I want a real relationship. I'm not interested in just hookups. Blah, 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 blah. So she's saying this over and over. But as much as she says it, she's not actually enforcing that boundary, because she ends up being with him after the show ends. He invites her to a family wedding. He takes her home to meet his parents, all this stuff. And you would think if you have that kind of boundary, you'd be like, well, you want to be like committed, you know, before like doing the deed, because they did the deed. He took him all this stuff. He dropped her the minute the show aired because he got so much female attention. And it's like Nick Viall said it, and I agree with him. It's like everyone's like pissed off at him because he should have known, because she should have enforced that boundary. If you can't, guys go by what you do, not what you say. And if you're not doing what you're saying, he's still being a jerk. But at the same time, you didn't enforce your own boundary. You should have said, well, do you want to be exclusive? And if he didn't say no, if he didn't say yes, then you shouldn't have slept with him. Right. But he was like, it was like jarring to watch him on the reunion, because they're talking about, oh, what happened with you guys. So she's saying all this, and you could tell she's so affected. Like she's like on the verge of tears, and she actually started crying. And Paige had to talk for her, because Paige is really close to her. And then Paige is like, you proved her point. The minute the cameras went down and the show aired, you dropped her. And he's like, well, listen to what he said. He said, well, I didn't know how to handle the pressure of going to the meet and greets and having the social stuff and having to like consider her feelings. He's literally saying, there's so much girls after me. Like, I don't know what to do. I can't be with you. Like, that's an insane thing to admit. Like, he was being honest to a fault. You're like, your jaw's on the floor. You're like, what?
That's crazy.
Disgusting. Like, you don't like me enough because it's not like you met someone you like just potential girls, you know?
There's nothing more pathetic and unattractive than a guy who, like, can't handle that. Like, he's like, I can't handle it. There's too many girls out there.
Well, but because he's basically saying, I don't like you enough to stay with you when there's potential out there. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
That's so unattractive, because it's like, gross.
He doesn't like her enough, but he's like, I will still use you, and then I'll leave.
Well, she's like, our last conversation, I tried to tell him, like, I need to be exclusive with you, like, whatever. And he basically told her whatever, that kind of thing. And she's like, I went home crying, and he went to the bar. And it was so sad, because then Paige was like, well, you proved your point. Like, you draw. And then he's like, well, I don't know. I didn't want to, every article that came out, it's like, her name's Sierra. He's like, Sierra and that guy, I didn't want to, like, look like her puppet. Another ridiculous thing to say. And Paige is like, you'd be lucky. That would be a lucky position for you. Like, you loser. And, like, Paige just cut him down. And then he's like, but in a good way. And then he said something, like, about the venues and stuff. And she's like, we all live our life on the show. We don't live our life for the show. You're living your life the opposite way. We all have relationships. We're not your audience. It's like, we're not buying what you're selling. Like, he's trying to say how hard it is to go to meeting. She's like, everyone here does it. We're not your audience. Like, you sound dumb.
Ew.
He's like, you get me? You get me? I want to be a nut boy. How about you? Like, everyone's like, no. Like, no.
Well, at least, it's like, he's gross and she has no desire to be back with him. But it was like feeling used. I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her because of the end result. But I wish, like Nick said, she didn't stand her boundary. She didn't put her boundaries.
Well, yeah, she just put her guard down, but
he never committed to her. So she's like,
yeah. I mean, he could have committed, like, said he committed, did it anyways, and then broke up with her.
Well, that would have been a different story. But so during the season, she asked him, are you talking to other girls? And he said, yeah, I text other girls. And they're like dating without the sex.
Oh.
Because they're going back home and dating. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, are you sleeping with other girls? He said, yeah. So it's like, he's telling you.
He's a very honest man.
Ridiculously honest, yeah. But he's getting all this hate.
Yeah, I guess it is, like, I mean, no matter what, he's a jerk about it, but he literally told you to your face what's happening, and she still let her guard down.
Like, she wants him to be considerate enough, and he's young. I think he's like late 20s. She wants him to be considerate enough to really listen to her and like not take it far if he doesn't. But guys, if you give them the opening to do something with you, they're going to do it, and they don't care about the aftermath. They just don't. Yeah. So you have to be responsible for that clarity. If that's what you want. Like, you have to. Guys are not going to be overly considerate for the both of you. They're not. You could tell them in his face, I want nothing to do with you. The minute you like do something that gives them an in, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Especially when they're that young. So he's still a jerk, but she should have had her eyes open and like not taken it that far.
Yeah, guys will try to take advantage as much as they can.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. He's going to be on Nick the Vile Files. So if you hear him, you know the backstory. Well,
Nick is the type of guy, I think, who like pushes you. Like, he's not gonna, just because he's a guest on his show, he's not gonna ask him the hard questions and like make him answer if he tries to go around it.
Yeah, I know.
Even though he's very honest, he doesn't seem like he'll try to go around it.
Right, exactly. But Nick can only get away with that because he's a guy. Because if a woman did that, yeah, that wouldn't work.
You think?
I know so. Because people aren't as offended when men say the same thing a woman says. It's unnerving.
Yeah.
It's insane. We're bitchy, emotional roller coasters, and they're just logical. Like, whatever.
And if they're a little emotional, it's just like they had an off day. Or it's
no,
like,
it's like, oh my God. You're emotional? Now you're 10 times hotter.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Oh, okay, this is actually a bad look for women, now that we're talking about emotion. Did you see what happened? I don't know what it was called, like a hearing, Congress, something like that.
Okay.
You didn't see what happened?
Well, tell me what happened. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It was like the liberals and then the Republicans, and I don't know what they were talking about because it was just like the short clip of when it all went down. But this one blonde lady on the Republican side, it doesn't even matter what side is what, but this one blonde lady was like saying, like, she said something off, and then the person on the other side was like, do you know what we're talking about? And then the blonde lady responded, yeah, I know what we're talking about. Maybe you can't see with those eyelashes, or you can't read
I did see that.
Eyelashes. You saw that?
I saw a news clip about it. How
and then AMC went crazy.
Yeah.
And clapped back and was like, you need to take that off of the notes. You're not
supposed to circus over there.
And then it's so funny, the reactions of like the guys in the middle because they don't know how to react. And then this one guy like doesn't even know what's happening. He's like a really old man. And then the lady who got personally attacked about her eyelashes, she was actually really funny about it. She like was talking to the guy, I guess the mediator, and she was like asking a question. So if I asked her or told her that she was what is it? It was like this crazy alliteration. It was like this busted, bleached blonde, butch body something. She came up with it on the spot, and it was good.
It's so crazy when you're debating. You never bring up like personal insults like that. You just lost the entire argument.
Yeah. No, it was totally that blonde lady for sure.
It's like so crazy. Like you cannot do that because then like it's like what Trump does. It's like stop. When you do that, no one cares about the rest of the stuff you're saying. You just lost your audience. It's so annoying. Why can't they understand that? Like, come on. Speaking of that, you made me remember Trump said something recently that if he gets elected, which I want to hear your thoughts on this, he's not going to tax tips.
Oh.
Tips won't be taxed. So I'm like, how would that work though? Because anyone could say that's a tip. That was a tip. Like that would, how would they like regulate it so that people don't take it too far and like do regular income as tips?
I also don't know why he would do that.
Well, it's like a, what do you call it? Like a campaign tool, like a promise, like so people would want, they want that, so they'll vote for you. Like it's a good thing. Like one of the,
Right, but like
whatever.
it's like a livable wage just like anything else. Like how unfair that tips aren't taxed, but if you have a real job, it's taxed.
It's like an incentive. It's just like a rebate on your tax return. It's just like a, it's like, it's an incentive to go out there and work. Like if you're a waiter, like keep waitressing because now you have this incentive. It's an incentive for the economy, like to boost working and all that and take home more money for your family. And it's like a tax break, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I would love it being in the service industry, but
Well, it's also in response to like tipping so out of control. So like you could tip like a regular amount and then they also benefit because they're not being taxed on it. So it's like a higher amount on their end.
so you can tip like less, but they're still making a good amount.
Not less, but like the average instead of feeling so much pressure to tip so much all the time because they don't make enough money.
Right. Well, I've always thought it was crazy that it's on the consumers to
Well,
make
that's only
more.
in the US.
Yeah. But then they have like terrible service outside of the US. So,
I think it's crazy that they automatically add the tip to your bill. That's unacceptable because then you have to talk to the manager. I don't want to tip this. Like it's a whole thing. No one wants to go through all that.
hmm
I know.
Yeah, but it is kind of crazy when people stiff you. And they're always the most needy people who do that.
Yes. They ask for the most.
Yeah, and they're always the one who tips like the least.
Well, workers in general, not just waiters and waitresses, although I'm sure there's great ones, but there's so many bad ones. But I think workers in general, there's so many bad ones. Like they don't want to do their job. You call customer service, I'm like, I'm sorry, did I wake you up? Are you in bed? Like, why are you acting like I'm bothering you? Like this is your job.
They probably are in bed.
Yeah. It's great. It's good time. Customer service is worse.
But that's the thing. They're like, if you take away tips, like the service is going to be terrible wherever you go out to eat because they're not going to care about you. They're not going to go the extra mile to get the good tip.
Yeah. Did you see that big thing that Elon Musk? So Apple came out with like this new update or whatever, and they made this deal with Chat GPT, OpenAI, for like to have it in the phone. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's all this stuff. And Elon Musk came out and tweeted, if Apple goes through with this, I'm banning Apple from all test operations. You leave your phone at the door. We're not going to have anything to do with it. That's a personal privacy, whatever. Like, we're not dealing with that. Like, they shouldn't be able to do this. I don't know yeah.
What's Apple trying to do?
So Apple has this new update coming, and it involves OpenAI, which is like the Chat GPT, installed in the phone. I don't know exactly what it does, but he said it's a breach of privacy and it's BS, and they shouldn't be able to do that. And no Apple anything will be allowed in any of his operations.
But how is that different from like Siri?
It is different, but don't ask me how. It's like a step, 10 steps further. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, he knows more than us, and so it must be a breach of privacy.
But the Apple stock went crazy this week. It was through the roof. Every day was up like $10. That's insane. Because of their new their new AI stuff.
Interesting. I wonder what
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's
like.
a war. But they have like a whole tutorial. Like they'll tell you all the changes they're coming up with on the iPhone. You can look it up. Like you can watch it. But I don't know what they are.
I only saw ones about iMessages. Like now, like let's say you go camping and you have no service, you can now connect to satellite and still text your family.
I feel like there's so many features I've never used, and they're on the phone. Like I'm not so deep. That is more time to learn. Like that whole you got to learn all that. I'm not interested. I just want to text, email. Like I don't care. I just want the basics.
It's because you're older.
No, it's just because I have so much on my plate all the time. It's just like another thing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, do I really care? I don't. Like
Yeah, we
the
can
video message. I don't care to do that. When you leave someone a message, now it could be on video.
Okay, that is one of the best features that came out. Every time you
You use
FaceTime someone, like when you FaceTime someone, you can leave a voicemail now.
That's what I'm saying. Have you done that?
Video.
Have you done it?
I did
No.
it like once.
You know why? Because all that is like an extra step in your daily life, and we're just so overloaded already. We're like, we don't need all these extra steps in life.
Yeah, sometimes like these upgrades are supposed to make your life easier, but it makes it more complicated.
It's so much more complicated. I mean, the 2-step verification, I hate my life. Like, I can't.
If they ask me to open YouTube one more time to verify,
no,
like,
it's terrible.
It's so annoying.
Yes, it's so annoying. Speaking of AI, Miss AI instead of Miss America, the world's first beauty contest with computer-generated women.
Okay, that is so
disgusting.
Weird.
Disgusting.
Like, what's the point? You obviously can make it as perfect as you want.
I know. The world's first artificial intelligence beauty pageant has been launched by the FanView World AI Creator Awards, with the host of AI-generated images and influencers competing for a share of $20,000. They'll be judged on 3 categories: their appearance, the use of AI tools, their social media clout. So I guess people are like, I guess it's kind of like art. People are creating these AI models, and they're winning for their work.
But they're also going to have to, like, talk and stuff, right?
The use of AI tools is one category. Skill and implementation of AI tools used, including the use of prompts and visual detailing around hands and eyes. Their appearance, classic aspects, pageantry, including beauty, poise, their unique answers to a series of questions. And their social media clout, their engagement with number of fans, rate of growth of audience. Oh my god. It's like a whole
so
thing.
Weird. This is turning into, like, that movie, I forgot what it's called, but it's like you can create your avatar, so, like, no one knows what you actually look like. Like,
that's not real life. That's just online.
No, but it's going, like, you put on the goggles, like the ones Apple has. You put on the goggles, you create your avatar, it can be whatever it wants, and then that's how you interact. So, like, what you look like personally isn't going to matter.
But that doesn't matter if you're in the AI world. If you're doing it only in the goggles, I mean, that's not real life. It's a fantasy world.
Right, but I'm saying it's going to turn into real life. There's movies about it.
It can't turn into real life.
Yeah, it can.
We're never going to be avatars. That's impossible.
No, you just sit at home all the time, and then...
You know that there's already AI influencers. They're famous. They have billions of followers. They're actual influencers, but avatars online.
Yeah. They're just trying to get men and women to, like, not like each other, like, further apart. Like, men are gonna just go to AI.
I think we're far from that, but...
They're gonna date AI. AI.
All right, let's end on Poppy lawsuit. Stop drinking Poppy.
Why?
There's a lawsuit.
Why?
I know I got you onto Poppy because it's supposed to be probiotic, prebiotic, healthy soda tasting type of drink, but they're hit with a $5 million lawsuit alleging the drinks are basically sugared water. I mean, I don't know if it's true. Maybe it's not true. But they're being sued because the claims that drinks don't contain enough prebiotic fiber to cause the significant benefits that they say.
Corporations are disgusting. We're always being lied to.
So they're saying that alleges that the drink only contains 2 grams of prebiotic fiber, and any person drinking the product would have to drink more than 4 of them a day to get the benefits that they claim they have.
I'm sick of being lied to. Things need to be regulated more. Like, why can I come
That's what I'm
out and
saying.
say something is something when it's not?
Totally. Why don't they have to go through a process that they find this out before they launch the product?
Right.
It's terrible.
It's just like, annoying.
I mean, I could never drink more than 2 of those because they're kind of sweet. Like, you know, you just want one.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's a lot of bubbles in your system. A lot of carbonation.
yeah. Well, beauty tip of the week. Sky Organics castor oil.
Oh, I've been wanting to find a castor oil.
So this one's good because it's only like $20 and it's huge. This will last me like all year. Like, it's a big bottle. It's 16 fluid ounces, and it's I put this all over my stomach every day before I go to sleep or in the morning. But I don't know why, especially like in older age, I just feel like it debloats you, and whatever's going on in there, maybe it'll stop it, or fix it, right? Because it's supposed to be the deepest penetrating oil there is, and it like takes there's a doctor that says it can fix bone spurs, it can fix a lot of things. So
yeah, I've heard a lot about it. People put it like in their belly button.
Yeah, I put it all over my stomach and in my belly button, and I also use it on my eyebrows, eyelids, and I think that's it. People use this for like wrinkles. I would never, because it's so thick. It's like breaks you out.
Yeah, I've heard of people using it as a cream, but it is also supposed to grow your hair. So that confuses me.
But it can't be a cream because it's so thick.
But also, is it going to make you hairy? Like the hair you already have right now?
No. No.
So
because it's not the same kind of hair. It's not the same kind of hair here and here.
I guess.
But I put it also on, like, if I see any weird freckles on my arm, I put it on there, hoping it'll fix any problematic, like, freckle.
Maybe. I heard it's like a miracle worker.
It is. So that's what I use it for. I'm sure there's other uses.
Nice.
That's right. So tip of the week, buy this big bottle because it goes a long way and it's organic. So that's all we got. We just reviewed the book. We hope you liked the review by Baby. And we're on to the next. The Housemaid's Watching. Have you started?
No, but I will.
But it's in the Kindle. It's ready to go.
Yeah, it just came out. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So if you're in South Florida, stay dry. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.